with Frankie. Night with Frankie.
Mr. Scott.
Hello, boys and girls. I'm Mr. Scott.
And I'm Frankie!
Thanks for joining us for Night with Frankie. Tonight, we're going to learn about Dorcas.
Mr. Scott!
What?
Are you calling me a name?
No, Frankie, I wasn't calling you a name. I'm talking about a woman in the Bible. Her name was Dorcas.
Really? Dorcas? Poor Dorcas. Oh, Mr. Scott, I feel bad just saying that. Can't we call her something else?
Well, Frankie, she was also known as Tabitha.
Ah, Tabitha. Now that's a beautiful name. It just rolls off my tongue. Tabitha.
Yes, Frankie, it's a beautiful name. But she was also a beautiful person.
Really? She was really pretty?
That's not what I mean, Frankie. I'm sure she was quite lovely, but what I'm saying is that she was a beautiful person on the inside.
That's crazy, Mr. Scott. When I get turned inside out, I am not much to look at.
No, Frankie, let me explain. Dorcas, I mean Tabitha, she was a nice person. And the Bible tells us that she was abounding with deeds of kindness and charity.
Was that her third name?
What?
Charity. That's a beautiful name, too. Dorcas Tabitha Charity. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, Mr. Scott.
Oh, Frankie, charity wasn't her name. Charity is what she did. It's a word that means to give something away to someone in need.
Oh, so what did she give away?
I'm getting there, but the Bible tells us that she was always doing nice things.
I love this story, Mr. Scott.
Well, one day she got sick and died.
I hate this story, Mr. Scott.
I know, Frankie, but lucky for her, the Apostle Peter was in a town nearby, and so her friends sent for him, and he came right away.
Peter! Peter!
So when Peter got there, he found the room full of widows who were crying and showing him the clothes that she had made for them.
She made clothes? For windows? Aren't those called curtains, Mr. Scott?
No, Frankie, not windows, widows. Those are women whose husbands had died and didn't have anyone to take care of them.
Oh, I get it. The widows were in need, and she gave away clothes to them. That's charity.
Exactly. And so Peter sent them all out of the room and knelt down by her and prayed to God. And then he said, "Tabitha, arise."
Ah, Tabitha.
Right then, she opened her eyes and sat up.
I love this story, Mr. Scott.
And that's how God used Peter to raise her from the dead.
Mr. Scott?
What?
You're right. I think Dorcas was a beautiful person.
And anyone can be a beautiful person, Frankie. Just do something nice for someone.
I will.
Thanks for joining us, boys and girls. Come back next time for more Night with Frankie.
Night, boys and girls. Don't forget to pray.
Night with Frankie. Night with Frankie. Night.